Oh, it's going to be Dust2, and I can't wait to get into this one. The Danes versus the Frenchmen, a tale as old as time. As we get ready, Astralis 1-0 up already, and this pistol round, well, it's already well and truly underway.
Oh, fast flash on long. Bubsky waits for none, though. He'll peek out off the back of it. I like that delayed peek. Not trying to cross towards the pit, not trying to fight for the control. He just wants a kill, and he gets out alive. Double peek from the site as well. Him and Magis looking to drop the first across the pit. Oh, dear. Bubsky goes wide. Now, that is very keen, and that's going to cost him. Maybe thinking he had time to cross to the car. Not going to be the case. Magis still here, still shooting people in the face. Shock's dead. ZywOo the P250 no longer, and it's all on Mizuta and RPK.
They've got to try and recover from the ashes now. RPK on the corner. 2 USPs back in the site. This is not a nice fight to take. Swaps out to the P2, but it's not going to do you any good with Device firing shots down range like that. Astralis, they get the pistol. They get off to a good start here, and they go 1-0 up.
Yeah, forget all the big brain. Forget the fact that they got a 7-man roster and coach of the year from 2019. And all the sick utility they have behind it. The individuals for Astralis are looking incredible as well. And I mean, if there were any map to show off your individuals, oh boy, billions of kills have happened on death matches on Dust2. Astralis looking to add a few to the tally. Quick, clean USPs. It's down to the Glocks again for Vitality as they move down the middle. Dupree in the doors, and we got Magic short side. That smoke fading. Dupree dropping the bomb on Xbox. Nonetheless, that is a very unfortunate spot, and Magic is just going to make it hurt, make it work as RPK does something, but it's not really going to hold too much weight. It's Astralis with a 2-0 lead, and we don't wait for Vitality either. They've got guns already.
And an attempt at the bonus round here from Astralis. That's going to take something a little bit special, and that's what this long play looks to have in store for us. S-Tag so blind. I mean, everyone is. He's kind of in the same boat as the rest of his crew. ZywOo hung out to dry on the corner. He's holding down pit, and Bubsky was never aware that someone was so damn close. Magis will get one through the smoke. Running out of ammo, running out of time. He's going to try and fall on back. Device is there to help out. And in spite of these two players at long, both being very, very low on HP, Device, surely this is where he goes down, right? They know that he's here. He just got a kill from the car. He's 8 points of health. Device, what can he manage? There's the check from Apex. There's the kill, the follow-up onto Magisk, and that leaves Dupree all alone in a very hostile world.
He's got a kit and a full stack of util. That could be used to argue a save or argue an attempt, but for him, he's going to hold on to it, waiting for a lurk that will never come. As Vitality have 3 on the A site playing together. I like the call for Astralis, right? Very, understandable that Vitality are going to go for the long take, assuming the spawn is there for that first gun round, getting the AKs out. They already showed that in the pistol. So Astralis, they throw bodies at the problem, but their problem is bodies, as Vitality kill everyone through smokes and the likes. So we were also hiding in that long corner smoke. Catching Bubsky was definitely a key, as Astralis didn't know that anyone had made it out alive. ZywOo survives by smoking his molly at the back of blue. And Dupree will just live to fight another day. It's the first round for the French. Better late than never. Remember back on Nuke, albeit a different map, Vitality managed to get 1 round in that entire T side after finding 7 on their first half. So they had plenty of opportunity. Obviously, this is a map where we definitely expect Vitality to get far more done. Not just it being their map pick, but one where individuals are key. And despite Astralis' rock-hard brain, Vitality, they've got the aim, and they're going to show it again on long. Fast flashes once more. Mizuta leading the charge. A grenade onto ZywOo, but Astralis give it up. They back up to the site.
Yeah, they're trying to be active over here towards Catwalk, especially with Device, keeping an eye on it from mid as well. Allows them to work together and then fall back up through Cat to try and hold on to the A site if needed. I love that, right? They clear the tunnels, but they don't aggress any further than that. That was S-Tag and Dupree clearing that out. They don't spot anything, and so they just go, well, you know, we looked in, we saw nothing, we'll rotate a guy over. Had they gone deeper, Apex is holding it from T-spawn, so he's not even aware that they get that information because Astralis don't go further than just in through the mouth of tunnel. Now, Device holding long, a missed shot onto ZywOo. And while this chaos has happened, Masuta has been able to get across. He's now out here on the left-hand side. Smoke goes down. Device should have realized where that came from. He has stood in full view of Masuta if he were to swing. He's got no idea. So as he deals with one, now falling back, now he's going to reconsider. Goes back in for another peek. Flashes are good though, and that keeps him off the angle. Device needs help. He needs his team, and Masuta going above and beyond in the literal sense has put us back into a 4-on-4.
Yeah, Bobski, he's coming from short. There's no grenades left for Astralis, no utility in any capacity. That kit is on the B player as well, a long way away. As Astralis are pushing up middle, looking for late flanks for Vitality. That molly's the save. That's all it can be as the time ticks away from Astralis. Any chance of winning this round follows. Yeah, retaking on Dust2 without utility, you're just going to get wrecked by these AKs. And so Astralis, there's very little they can do there. Mazuta's grabbed the AWP from the body of Device, so he can shuffle that along to ZywOo in the next round. And yeah, I like what you said there, Harry, about how Apex was holding tunnels, but Astralis didn't actually give him that information. Despite that, all that knowledge, it's just flashes from Vitality that push Device off. He needs at least 2 kills. He's the only man inside of the site there to do anything. And without it, the lack of utility comes back to bite. Vitality with a second stronger start to this map. We had 4 spy wars back and forth in the first one to begin. Now at least it's Vitality finding success, finding results with these rifle rounds. And for Astralis here, the money is not going to be in a great state either. So they are going to full force in. Device on a scout, Magis on a pistol. It's not too bad.
Oh no, ZywOo's put 2 and 2 together, realizes that peak was coming in, and Device is pretty lucky to still be alive. Flashes out through long, and Bubsky is blind, hung out to dry as he gets dealt a pretty rough hand. And already we're seeing a lot more from Vitality here. This is a much more terrifying looking start to a game from them. Dust2, it felt like an inevitability, right? With it being such a good map for Vitality, and one that Astralis aren't as proven on, especially not with this squad, right? We've only seen them play 2 maps thus far. S-Tag could do it all right now, but ZywOo clearing him, ready for that. Deals with S-Tag, of course. Device comes in on the rotate, but only a scout. Ooh, that's one. Come on, Device. Flash is going in. He's getting pressured. Helped out by Dupree. Device mollied, and this could be his downfall. Swings for the peak and does get mopped up. Still a 2-on-3. And Magis fast on the rotate in through the tunnels. ZywOo dropped, and now just Apex left. 1v2, trying to find Dupree. Dink down low, 40 seconds holding for Magis, who tries to go up and over, and he's going to connect the shot. The pre-fire from Apex betrays him. And Astralis with a force buy, they get a third.
You understand why he's pre-firing everything there, right? Not just doing it out into the doors, trying to catch that player in middle, but then in the smoke, he's so low, he knows one shot from that deagle spells disaster. Device, he was not ready for Shox, and I don't blame him, because remember, after S-Tag dies from that late rotating T-spawn, Shox was already lower. He didn't know S-Tag push. He was playing passive, and that's why ZywOo was ready for it. And so Shox took the position really ahead of time. Frustration, but still around for Astralis. The problem is for Apex is that spray on the boost. He was ready for the angle. Maybe if he waits till he hits the first bullet, but you know, he has a few bullets left. He starts spraying. By that point, his gun's inaccurate, and Magis just peeks out and pops him. Great job on the deagle with 2. Astralis, they force right back in and they win the round. Of course they do. Vitality now left in a similar spot. Do have plenty more money though. 2 Galils and the AWP. So things aren't too bad for Vitality. I was going to watch that mid-cross. Smoked for Astralis. There's no way you're not smoking or nading the cross in a game like this. You know, both sides, both teams are able to hit this cross shot to perfection. If it can happen in your pugs, it can happen with the best teams in the world. Bobsky sees a shadow, but Apex ducks below it, and he misses the spray.
Uh-oh, Device running up towards short. They're already deeper than he's ready for. Does get the tag onto RPK. Follows up with a nade, but this leaves Magisk all alone, and he just gets hounded down. It's a save for Astralis. They lose A in a matter of moments. And this A-hole needs to be addressed ASAP because it's been a reoccurring problem now for the Danes.
It's not even just the A-hold, it's the stacks towards B. It's the heavy B leans for Astralis. And you know, you understand for good reason why they're doing it. B can be a difficult retake site. Obviously opened up somewhat by that door change earlier this year. But yeah, they have been leaning very heavy B, and that's been leaving them susceptible where you're really just relying on one player to do it all. Here comes the hunt from Apex. Oh, does a lot of damage. Dupree's down to 8. There's a wrap from the tunnel as well. Device, oh dear, that molly is going to be a bit of a problem. He's going to have time to smoke it. Oh, but he will get spammed from RBK. Apex comes to clear it, and there's no way Dupree's getting out of here alive. They are coming from all positions, all angles, and Mizuta shoots him through the car. It's a drive-by from Vitality. They save a double AWP as well. Whether that was communicated or not, I guess we'll see. But Shox has a fantastic B spawn, so definitely give him that. He can post up and look for the pick. This was the problem, right? Bubsky, not a shot you usually miss, especially with the shadow advantage, but Apex crouch peaks, and that's a real issue. Makes it very hard. Shox, very vocal right now, very frustrated in some of these rounds. But that's the passion, that's the love for the game.
Oh, Tag able to nail that. I don't know how.
I think we need another Shox player cam after that one. I doubt he's too happy there.
And Dupree is here. Magisk even begins the rotation over. Now we're going to throw that one up there. There we go.
Knowing Astralis, they'll probably boost and grab it out of the balcony.
I'll have to hold off on that one. We'll have to wait and see. Magisk holding for this mid-cross. Masuta maybe going to give it to him. These Deagles, they've done right by Astralis once already. And oh, Masuta's missed the smoke there that normally allows the Xbox cross very, very safely. Gets stuck up on the hinge normally. And now Dupree boosting over. He's not going to waste an opportunity like that. He's laughing to himself. They just missed the mid-smoke, he said. Now an Xbox smoke going in, and ooh, Apex heard by Magisk. This B play still coming through, but it's a 4-on-3 for Astralis. You better believe they're at least giving this one a look in.
Nothing to lose, everything to gain. Magisk has the one bit of util that's been lacking in these retakes, but he's going to be able to flash his team back in. So he sees it, and he ducks below it, but he can't avoid this shot. Dupree, what a kill. And they're not looking, they're not realizing Dupree's run up. RBK calls all cover, and well, he's not there in time. He gets one, but it comes at the cost of his teammate and the round. And that's why Astralis give it a look in. What an incredible retake. And winning an eco like that gives you so much money, not just in terms of the fact that you're saving and you're getting the win bonus, but they pick out 3 guns from there as well.
One of those being the AWP, right? That's like 5 grand almost that you've just saved having to invest into. Shox meets an unfortunate fate on that peak as well.
We've yet to see much from ZywOo again on this map. I know we're still early days. It's only 7 rounds in, but he's 2 for 6.
Yeah, he had 7 rounds on the CT side of Nuke, T side of Nuke, CT side of Nuke rather, and then 2 rounds in the second half. Obviously, Vitality only got 1 round, so definitely someone that we need to look to if Vitality want any leg in this series.
Meanwhile, though, Masuta is a player who had to learn everything when he joined Vitality, according to in-game leader Apex. He's still a player that Apex wants to see more from, and yet he's actually topping the server currently for his respective team.
Yeah, it's always scary, right? Like, you know what Shox and ZywOo can bring to this team. They are the 2 players, I think, that we look towards. And then we have guys like RPK to fill that void. Masuta wasn't necessarily brought in to be some mad fragger. So need to see more from the rest of the gang, the usual suspects, as it were. The fact that the 2 players that feel like they're struggling the most right now, obviously still relatively early in this game, being Shox and ZywOo, doesn't bode well for this double AWP that can be so deadly here on Dust. It's a mid to B this time from Vitality, and a lot faster than what we've seen in rounds gone by. Apex out from Catwalk, catches one at the A site. Dupree isn't ready for them to be so close.
Oh, no.
So much damage, but only 1 kill in the hold. He brings Masuta and ZywOo to 1 and 5 HP respectively. If only Astralis knew just how low these players were, they might be more invested in retaking this site. Bubsky's going to get caught maybe by Apex, but actually he gets that kill. And this round feels so doable, but they just don't know how much damage S-Tag did. He doesn't even know. He was blind when those players came in.
Yeah, you can see Dupree lining up a flash from the towards the door from the site, but then like realizes the doors have been swapped and throws it over the top instead. Nice shot. Device got to be careful. Might catch everyone here. ZywOo still running and gunning towards the site. Device scoped up at the corner. Oh, good night. Bubsky should get this trade, though, and save the orb. Oh, just a little too late. Round time expires. That's fine. They killed everyone for Vitality. Astralis are going to be happy with that at a bare minimum. And we see why they're leaning B, right? It's rounds like that that are very, very annoying to deal with when you're Astralis. Even though they have a heavy B setup, Vitality, good flashbangs, great utility to get in. And also, the player close to tunnels flashes Dupree into mid first, but he was, just spotting. He was first lining up a smoke and he was just spotting, so he wasn't committing to any fight there. So by the time, Astralis are even taking shots, Vitality are already pouring into B through the window. Here's that buyback for Astralis, though, with one kit and, again, limited utility. Device waiting. He should hear them. Yeah, they just jumped. Now he's got his gun out. He's ready. And the smoke's come through. Magis with first blood. He's killed the short player. The spray is good. The bomb gets dropped. And Bubsky's here on the site. But Mitsuta, he's been very key on these entries, getting a lot of picks onto A. Again, the damage has been done. This is such a winnable one for Astralis.
And this time they wait, right? This time they have that ability to be a little more patient and wait for these kills, wait for the rotations to come in from the rest of the team and then approach this together. We need something big. Masuta at ramp, first to fall. Now Apex and Shox. Ooh, just Shoxy left. 1v5. If there ever was a time, it's now. But how on earth is he going to pull this one out of the hat? They're on the bomb. Shox with a lot of kills, but not able to stop that defuse. It's 5 for Astralis. Are keeping this lead up just about. And that there, now we see the consequences of everyone falling in that one round that Vitality were able to get. The money is gone. It's wiped out. The investment's coming back in for Astralis, and it's probably only going to be pistols here for the Frenchman.
Yeah, it feels like whenever Astralis have these low investment rounds with a couple of pistols or SMGs, it's just not holding them back. It's not getting in the way. I love the horde. They always group, they always go in together, and so many numbers moving up that catwalk. Dupree close. Device is spamming, hoping on the reload he can bait in a peek or a rush, and Dupree can do the worst. But instead it's Vitality grouping towards A. They've got 2 flashes on Shox. With no smoke for this close position, they're going to have to cross past Device. He is waiting for that flashbang. Oh, the run boost. And they go flying in, one towards the ramp. That actually catches Device's 2. He dodges the second a little bit. Magic, so getting 1. The bomb dropped. They don't check Goose. And, well, Astralis are loose. 4 for Vitality still, as they get nothing in that round. Almost finishing Magis, but almost isn't enough. Regardless, we're waiting on the rifle rounds. I feel like of all the maps in the pool, Dust2 is the hardest to succeed with Deagles, with pistols in. The only way you can see rounds like that slip are when you have Deagles in the catwalk there and a bit of utility. You can try and cross to the site, you kill the AWP on long, but you got to rely on a lot of things there. So.
Well, I tell you what, right, these A-takes have been a real problem, but they've relied heavily on a lot of these flashbangs to come through. And in this round for Vitality, this money is still pretty stretched thin. They don't have AWPs. They don't have a lot of utility to work with, in spite of coming in with this buy. And there is a pretty heavy A-side lean from Astralis. Magis gets the information, gets the hell out of there, but short control given over. Nade does great damage, and now the flashes rain in. Magis gets deleted, but Device is traded out. Challenging back onto Shox, another for Device, who is just the absolute king of this A-bomb site. RPK wrapping in through the bottom of mid, though, and Apex in with another. It all falls onto Bubsky in the blink of an eye, and this long wrap is something that Vitality is so ready for. He's been there round after round. He hounds down RPK, and now finds himself in the 1v2.
Oh, this smoke is a problem as well. He's going to have to go through it, but he actually goes CT spawn as well. That's a hard rotation with ZywOo peeking him from the site. I love that. No waiting around, no giving the room or the respect. ZywOo on 5 points of health, strafes out wide and takes down that last man. Vitality, they don't need the util, I guess. They trade effectively up on that A site despite 2 from Device. Magis, he's up on the cat corner. He's jiggle peeking. He spots like 3 times, every second. He sees nothing. He delays for maybe half a second more. He jiggles out again. Vitality already have 3 players around the corner. Even though he drops the Molotov, they get through it. Very fast, very reactive from Vitality. All believing in the call, all committing as a unit. And, well, they have done the same here on Long. They're already 1 down. ZywOo's been tagged. Device killed Mizuta in spawn with the AWP. And they are getting close up on this A site. That flash is good. Magis sees someone, but it's deep. He doesn't know how close they're getting. Bubsy's going to have to cover in the elevator. Oh no, Device has killed his teammate. Magis picking up the pieces here, but he falls off the top of the site alongside Device, and now it's down to 2 apiece.
That team kill could tear this whole round apart. dupreeh is wrapping Long, and this kill onto RPK could make up lost ground in this round. RPK is not even considering this long wrap as a possibility, but timing is everything here. dupreeh catching RPK now leaves Apex all alone, trying to navigate these rather murky waters in the clutch. dupreeh at Long gets the information, spots Apex, but the shot connects in favor of the Frenchman. S-Tag out from CT, and Apex, try as he might, cannot win that fight out. Defuse gonna come on in, but it's gonna be close. S-Tag sticking it. Astralis, I trust them at knowing their timings. This is a 7th round locked on in for the Danes, just about.
Yeah, no kit anywhere as well, so that was a very dangerous one. Device is probably, sweating watching S-Tag trying to clutch that round out. Here's the mid shot that we didn't get to see, taking down Mizuta, who was actually not even trying to fight. Wow, Pixel left on him, crossing towards Long. And especially when you get that kill on your Device, it's so much info, because you see that late B spawn crossing towards Long, and at that point Astralis just hard rotate because they know that it's got to be that A take. You love timings like that if you're Astralis. That's everything. You can use that info to your advantage very well. And S-Tag wasn't able to save the AWP at the end of the round, so Device is down to a scout now. Vitality buying back in, but this one is not going to be as pretty as some of the ones in the past. While they will have the util, the AKs are severely lacking. Shox could just buy armor AK, and honestly, that's what I want from this man, because if he buys a Galil to buy util, they'll be left with 1 proper rifle, 1 AK on RPK, so that's what he does, with a Deagle on 2, but Mizuta and ZywOo on Deagles, perfectly viable. Oh, dupreeh's had enough. And this is more info towards B. Astralis are about to know this entire site is clear, but dupreeh isn't playing aggressive. He's just holding on to lower.
Yeah, it's the 3 players up through short that could blindside this A site if Astralis are not careful. Bubsky only good for 1. RPK is all the way up Long, and Magisk trying desperately, somehow gets away with the double. He's left the 2-on-2 open to S-Tag and dupreeh, and he dropped the bomb on Catwalk. That is a disaster for Vitality. Reclaiming this package now is a very tall order indeed. Apex from T-Spawn lines up the perfect shot and deals with S-Tag, now leaving dupreeh in the clutch. They go back. RPK down in the pit, gonna have his IGL come and rejoin him here. But dupreeh is wrapping them. He's trying to change the aim of the game. He's left that bomb, and that's what they're both expecting him to hold on to. dupreeh playing the trigger discipline, and he might get rewarded. There it is, dupreeh with the clutch. 1v2. And delayed gratification is the only gratification this man needs. 8 on the board for Astralis.
As you said, that's the last thing Vitality expect, right? They are waiting for him on the bomb. They're expecting him to be waiting for them on the bomb. And he makes the opposite play. He also hears, after S-Tag dies in mid, he also hears that late Long player running into the doors. And so at that point, he can pull his knife out. He knows what they both should be, and he can take that flank. What an excellently played round. That's the experience, right? Not using the obvious answer, the obvious solution, which is to play that bomb and look for the gunfights. More pistols. Also certainly helped that Dupree, he was lower. He waited a second, even though Bubsky pretty much got all the info up on Cat that Vitality are rushing. That enabled Dupree to fast flank and get control of the bomb on Cat. Just on the site, had Device find one. Vitality, I mean, yeah, this is a round where you're really just screwed. Unless Shox gets a Deagle opener, what can you possibly do with P250s and no utility? It's not against the team that's going to give you much room. The boost up? No, they move away from it. Back to middle, perhaps. But we've already talked about how Astralis have been leading towards B in a lot of these rounds. This is no exception. 2 in the site, Device in mid, backs up. And they think, oh, we won't go against Device. Let's go to A. Well, where's Device? He's A, as is Magis. Firing off the pot shots down from Spawn. Apex does do something, and Mizuta cleans up Magis with no head armor. So now a bomb plant enabled. That's more than you can ask for.
Yeah, they'll take that, right? They'll take that all day long. Glock able to get a kill in the site, gets that bomb down. 9 on the board for Astralis, but it's extra money for Vitality, and that could even maybe enable one of these AWP purchases to come through on a man like Zywoo. Gonna have to get dropped over by Masuta. Still though, right, like reflecting on kind of the timeline of this game, it's been so back and forth, and now Astralis is starting to pull ahead. They win the first 2, Vitality come back with 2 of their own, and then they just trade 1 round back and forth for the next 5 before finally Astralis start to chain together some rounds. And now we see them in pole position, 9-5, looking good. Whoa. For a strong finish here at the end of this first half.
That's why we have that smoke down S-Tag. You don't need to jump over it. He tries to get the info. He gets hit, and that might have consequences because they're rushing the B-bomb site. Great pre-fire spray. Mizuta caught in the open. The flash blinds another player, and S-Tag takes down 2. Oh, it's a mess. It is back and forth, but it's back again in the favor of the Danes. Apex in a clutch. He does get the cross, going back for more, but he can't clean up Magis as well. Astralis, their B stacks prevail, and 10 rounds at the halftime. They are in control of this game. Vitality moving over to that CT side, trying to pull a comeback. Astralis trying to go to the playoffs. Let's see if they can do it.
We're living for the moment now, we're one with the world. I can't lose this feeling I get. My heart's in the right place, and so is my soul, yeah. I won't take no excuses for it. I only love it, need it, live it. I feel like something's missing when I do not have it. I feel it in my bones, gotta find my space. These emotions on my face, taking a toll, I gotta pay it forward. I'll give it all that I can. No matter what, I won't let up. It's in my soul, it's in my blood, and I won't take no for an answer. If it don't hurt me, it makes me stronger. Yeah. No matter what, I won't let up. It's in my soul, it's in my blood, and I won't take it no more. If I won't, I will be there. Just leave it to me. I know what I need. You'll find if you see. And if you believe, you live and you breathe, you'll find the key. Lifting me, lifting you. Can't go alone, let's do by two. Doing this together, it's me by you. All through the night, all through the night. This is me, this is you. When we get together, we can all pull through. I don't ever wanna stop this groove. Let's get it right. Take it to the Lord, then take it to the grave. Listen to the wise man, tell me what he say. Listen to your heartbeat like it still bleed. A little bit of hope, yeah, it's what we still need. Say a little prayer for the moment. Give what you got, just go in. Can't hold you back if you own it. Live your life like it's chosen. No matter what, I won't let up. It's in my soul, it's in my blood. And I won't take no for an answer. If it don't hurt me, it makes me stronger. No matter what, I won't let up. It's in my soul, it's in my blood. And I won't take it no more from
Well, Astralis, they are looking good right now. 10-5 up at the end of the first half of play. And Vitality on the back foot. They are a map down in this best of three. Astralis are looking to book a ticket to the playoffs right now.
Yeah, of course, it's not elimination on the line here. Your French friends won't be going home if they do lose this series, but they will be taking on FaZe. That's, again, assuming they lose this series. Who knows? Anything is possible, especially with someone like ZywOo in the server. And despite his scoreline, he is feeling confident, flanking fast up the top of middle, flashed out. Do Astralis realize anything off the back of that util? They seem very focused and driven towards this A site. The flank won't continue. ZywOo regroups on Cat, and Astralis set their smokes towards A.
Oh, RPK flashed for the peak, but whiffing those shots. ZywOo now stepping up to the plate. Masuta even boosted here to offer him some resistance inside of this site. ZywOo still fighting, still putting up numbers onto a double before getting shut out by Bubsky. Dropping into a 3-on-3. Over here, hidden in Gandalf is Shox, and he could deny this bomb plant right now. S-Tag, protected by Bubsky, is just about able to get that bomb down. And now, out from CT, Magic's going to save the life of his teammate. It's 3 in the round for Bubsky and an 11th on the board for Astralis.
It just doesn't matter what information Vitality have, whether they know what's going on or not. Even when they do and they stack the site, Astralis just win every fight. We had ZywOo on that fast flank, clear mid, here long, go back to Cat. He was already on A before Astralis even committed. Every flash got dodged, yet Astralis still win it. Oh boy. Powerhouse are back to play. Back to long for Astralis. Fast flashes. And no resistance here. ZywOo falls back after just a shot. Vice, he's going to cross, get into the pit, wait for that smoke to fade. Do have one Molotov on Dupree if they want to clear out the car. Okay, that works. Device dropping ZywOo like it's nobody's business. There's a tag. Traded back and forth. Car cleared. Do have this flank from B. Check T-spawn. Vitality are running in on the back line, but Bubsky's already turned around to deal with that. Oh dear, will someone stay? That's the question. Got anti-flash players on the corner while Astralis wait for Vitality to make a move. Dupree looking into the wall. Vitality, they're going to go for it. Apex can't really do a whole lot here.
Ooh,
take that back.
No scoping through the smoke. Masuta might even be able to deal with Device down here, but S-Tag saved his life. Don't worry, Device, I got you, bud. Double from him, and double trouble now as Astralis get themselves a second here. Going deeper and deeper into the double digits. Apex dropped, and this leaves Shoxy all alone in a 1v4. All right, mate, just watch Magisk a bit more through the wall, and now hold this little passive angle as S-Tag and Device are down in the pit, and both these players are tagged. So it's certainly a little bit tantalizing if you're a man like Shox to try and do damage here. That's not going to undo the fact, though, that this should be 13-5 before Vitality are able to respond with anything.
And that's a bitter pill to swallow, right? At this kind of scoreline on your map pick in the second map of the series. It almost feels like Astralis are heading to the playoffs. What a shocker. Very little to get in the way of that right now, especially in a round like this. We got a flash, a couple of pistols, and that saved D-Garma. You know, back in the previous map, at least we had like signs of life from Shox. Apex is looking good right now, 15-14, but it's not really holding a lot of weight. to be here for Astralis. Smokes it down, and Vitality with only 2 in the site, make that 1. As long as someone sticks around to cover that mid-cross, because players are going to flash through the smoke. Dupree deals with them easily, and yeah, this one's done. What a not really much of a surprise. Trox could consider holding onto his armor. That's if they let him get out.
I love how silver RPK hair looks in his picture.
Yeah.
The silver fox of Vitality. But is that going to be enough? This buy round now is really the last chance saloon for Vitality to recover this this series. You know, and like we say, it's not elimination on the line for Vitality, but it is a fast track into the playoffs, and
oh dear,
they need to play one fewer match. So Astralis feeling good right now, looking to book themselves in to make a run here in Cologne. Device biting the dust early on. Nade's going to rain on down onto Masuta and Shox. The other man who's here with him was tagged up earlier on. The molly burns out the player in question.
Oh, that molly misses as well. Apex moves away, still going to get the kill. It doesn't hold him back, but how the hell do Astralis double nade Masuta out and then molly him in the first gun round? They just know what's up. They know where he's playing, and Dupree... I said Device, that's what I expected. He is already dead. Dupree's picked up the AWP, and he's found a player flanking the top of middle. Shox flashed in, finds S-Tag, and this is still the A play for Astralis now. As Magic comes up catwalk, there's ZywOo holding him down with the AWP, but he is going to get split, pinched from 2 sides. Apex needs to support sooner rather than later, free up some room for ZywOo. Considering the close angle, but that flash gives it away. ZywOo flashed off, goes back in, drops the bomb. That might be the round right there. Even if Dupree hits some shots, it's going to be very difficult to get back to that package, and ZywOo will not even let him get close. 6 rounds to Vitality. And there we go, Harry. Like, you know, that was the round. They needed that. If they want to have any chance in this best of 3, that has at least opened the door. Nice to see it coming from ZywOo after such a quiet performance so far today.
Very heavy B lean from Astralis, but doesn't look like a commitment by any stretch. They drop down into lower. Looking to gain this mid control, looking to take that away. ZywOo and Device are having a standoff at long, and Device has just come out ahead. ZywOo removed, and that is quite the man to find. That AWP taken out of the equation, at least one of them. Shox on the other, inside of B. Device has completely switched things up, and is now down here in middle. Everywhere you go, it's just Device. Now even more. As he creeps on out, Shox is holding for this cross. The rest of Astralis are out through the catwalk, so even as they deal with Device, it's this A site that needs to hold its ground. And RPK doing what he can. It's not enough. Magis gets the kill. Ooh. As that all gets derailed, so does the A bomb site for Vitality. It's only Shox left in the 1v3, and his mind has turned to saving this AWP. Devastating way to have a round elude you there. Great round from Device with his AWP. Pushes the boat out, you know, goes for the third onto Shoxy, and, you know, you can only expect so much from him, but it's a great one in terms of, you know, being so proactive, repositioning all around the map, keeping Vitality guessing, and so the moment they go a man down, they try and make a move to reclaim some ground, to take an advantage away, and in doing so, they dig the hole deeper.
And look at the money, right? It just gets worse and worse. Vitality, even up against 14, can't fully invest. The AWP is the best weapon they'll have, and, well, by some considerable margin. You can only be so upset at a result like this for Vitality, right? If anything, it just goes to show how dominant this Astralis team can be. Cologne might be theirs for the taking, Harry. I think that's what these results are showing us, right? You know, because of all the teams that have had hard roads, right? We're only a few days in, so it is early days, but hard roads. Astralis, Fnatic, and Vitality is their first two opponents. You know, those aren't sleeper teams. Those are big boys. And Astralis are making them look easy.
And it's such a sick storyline, right? Like how the unfaltering Astralis looked vulnerable through their own doing and then had to bring new players in to fill the boots of some very big characters within the CS scene. And now they're on that road to recovery. Bubsky holding onto the top of the tunnel, but timing is a man's best friend. Down goes Masuta. ZywOo here has Shox as well, leaning this direction, so a very heavy bit of B presence here. ZywOo plucking Bubsky out of the round and into the gauntlet they go down here in middle. Device falling. Vitality in with a 7th. They don't want this to end just yet, and that very weak buy, they are able to find another round on the back of it.
Yeah, Bubsky did that back on Nuke as well. If you remember, he was holding ramp as a T in the trophy room. He got flashed out and kills both players. Just fantastic timing. Great stuff. Mazuta's going to be, I was going to say kicking himself, but it's not even his fault. What can you do there? Oh! Okay, now he's going to be kicking himself. That's just something else. Device. Absolute filth.
Well, Shox is now alone at B. And, you know, if you're Astralis, you get that kill on a player crossing, you are not passing up an opportunity to move in to a slightly more empty B bomb site. Shox had a great game back on Nuke, but since moving on to Dust, he's been a little bit quiet. Now he's got ZywOo here backing him up. These are like the two big boys of Vitality in this B bomb site. So Astralis, as they poise themselves, as they get ready to move in, they are going to be up against it, to say the very least. They spot that AWP, but that's only one of the two players here. Utility raining in. Now they know that Shox is in this site as well. That might change the mind of Astralis. Magisk has crept out through Cat and a missed shot from Apex. Oh. There's the kill. And now Astralis, they change it completely. Get away from B. They want to go elsewhere. They've lost Magisk over inside of A, but these players do get up through mid. Even a tag from Device through the wall again, this time onto ZywOo. And while all this shifting is happening within the Astralis offensive, sneaking in through B is a man named S-Tag. He's gone all the way through, plucks ZywOo out of the round, makes it look easy. Down goes RPK, and it's only Shox left. What a round from the Danes. Shox is lost, and I can't say I blame him. He wouldn't even know where this bomb's going down. He's deduced that it's B. He's in this rotate position, but there are just players all around him. This should be impossible, and indeed it is. Match and series point, playoffs on the line, and Astralis are one away from getting there.
Bubsky is Glock armor that round. He doesn't even need to do anything. He's just like the mailman, the bomb transporter, running around, tunnels to lower, to Cat, to tunnels to B. And Astralis, they get kills in every part of the map. It is just easy for them. That was such a well-orchestrated rotate, and the fact that they double back into B and leave S-Tag in the tunnels to get that kill, knowing Vitality would over-rotate when they see Bomb go Xbox. It doesn't even climb up. It doesn't need to. And Vitality, they've won this low buy before, but someone relied on the double kill from ZywOo's AWP, as they often do. This time it's an SMG. Astralis again want this B-bomb site, and they might have it for near about free. Masuta with only an MP9 and no grenades. He is going to get checked here. S-Tag has the bomb, so info first and foremost, with a trade right after. And Astralis right there might be booking themselves a ticket to the playoffs, as you say. Wall-banged and shot through the smoke is Shoxy. Bubsky sees the flank, and he drops the molly, getting out only just. It's the hunt down for Vitality for the match.
Oh, Device with one. It's only ZywOo. It feels inevitable, and indeed it is. Astralis 2-0. The Danes are going to the